Alright my friends, so here we go. We got the SD card image, we got the operating system onto the SD card. I have it plugged into my Raspberry Pi. I've got everything all set up based on the hardware video that you watched. So I've got it plugged in this case to my TV as my monitor. So I'm going to go ahead here and turn on my Raspberry Pi, and hopefully we are going to have some success here with the boot up. Hopefully you'll be able to see it pretty well. And so while this is booting up here, it's going to take you through just some initial updates and setup, nothing too crazy. So here is this telling me it's going to boot up here in 5 seconds. All right. So what it's asking us to do here, and I know it's probably a little hard to read on your screen, it says, welcome to Raspberry Pi desktop. Before you start using, there's a few things to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and click next here to go ahead and get started. It's just going to ask you for country, language, your time zone. So if you want to go ahead and change any of that to language of your choice or to your location of where you are, I'm going to use, and I'm also going to check this US keyboard. Now it's down here in the bottom right. This just help you make things a little bit easier for you while you're typing, because there are different keyboard configurations around the world. It's going to go ahead now. It's going to get things all set up for us while we go. And this is going to allow us to create a password if you would like to. The default is Raspberry, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't think I'm going to do anything too high risk security wise, so I'm just going to keep things just the way it is, the default, so I remember that. That Pi is a user account, Raspberry is the login, pretty straightforward. And so it's telling me here that the desktop should fill the entire screen. Tick the box below if your screen has a black border at the edges. So this is going to be dependent on you and what you're using. I do have a black border around my edging. I don't know if you can see it here, but I do have it all around, and I know it's hard to see my hand here with the lights off. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. It's going to ask you then to find your network to get to the internet. And so you're going to take some time to get that set up depending on your location. If you're in school, hopefully you can easily connect, but that might be something for you to consider trying to be able to join. It's then going to go ahead and ask you, or it's going to work to connect to the Wi-Fi network, which is going to be important. Remember, the Raspberry Pi is basically a computer. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're kind of building, what we're going to be able to do here. So you can see that there are some things that might need some updates. So we'll go ahead and get all that set up depending on what needs to be updated, depending on our location, depending on what time we've updated our operating system, and anything that may need updated at this time. So these things can always change. As we know, technology updates almost seems like on the hour most of the time. So I just had to do one more check. I know it's a little hard to read here, but it tells me my system is up to date, so we are ready to go. And so as you can see here, it tells me my Raspberry Pi is set up and ready to go. To run applications, click the Raspberry Pi icon in the top left corner to open the menu, press restart to restart your Pi so new settings will take effect. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit restart, make sure it all boots up properly the way we want. And then in the next video, we will take a look at all the things that the operating system provides. So there's our screen with a bunch of details. We should have the quick wallpaper pop up here in just a second, and we should be in business with our Raspberry Pi, and we are ready to rock and roll. So there we go. We are installed. Operating system is up to date. It's functional. We're ready to move into action. So let's jump into the next video, take a look at what it all provides, and then we'll get into our first project.